Welcome to Palm Island, our brand new island city. In this series we're working on a lovely tropical island where we're kind of building a nice holiday destination, luxurious beaches, nice hotels, villas, all of that good stuff. We're only on episode 2, well this will make it episode 3, and we are really making some good progress. We worked on this little town that you've just seen and this small airport to bring people to the island, which is actually looking quite nice. I'm really happy with how it's kind of turned out at the minute. There are a lot of tweaks that we need to do. And now that I've finally fixed the game after I haven't been able to play it since the update, I spent a lot of hours trying to get it right, but now we are rolling again. So this is what we've done so far. This is our beautiful first town that we've kind of created. A small residential properties out the back there close to the airport, and then some nice luxurious hotels slash apartments all along this beautiful beach and coastline. We've also integrated this rather strange unique train station here, which actually loops around all the way up to the airport and will eventually loop into where will be our main city. And it looks pretty cool actually. I really do like the way that this looks. And then over on this end we do have the airport, as you can see. Looks pretty good in itself too. Nothing's really changed over here apart from we've added a small little beach just to spice things up a little bit. And while we're looking, we've got EasyJet on its way out. Don't know where you go in EasyJet, but make sure you come back with some more visitors. But yeah, look, those of you that have been following my post, you'll know that I had a few issues after the last update. My game broke and I've only just managed to fix it. It took several days, several hours, and me just basically doing one mod at a time to find the one that crashed. But here we are now back, so we're able to play the game, which is great. So in the last episode I asked for a name for this town in the comment section below, and as you can see we've got a name of Kalani. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but that was a really good suggestion, and the highest voted suggestion is I think it's a Hawaiian meaning for kind of heaven slash sky, which actually really is quite nice. It's quite a nice name, so that's a really good suggestion. So you'll see from the districts, the town here is called Kalani, and then over here we've got Kalani Airport. So we've got two separate districts for those ones, but they look fantastic. I'm really happy with how that is. So in this episode, there's a few things that I want to do. We need to set up a bit of transport, but we also need to occupy this space. What we're looking to do is we're going to build a ship dock here and try and bring in loads of kind of tourists and visitors, cruise ships and stuff like that. Start on this area, make it quite nice. And then hopefully we'll be able to add a bit of transport development in at the same time. You'll notice that I have added some invisible paths along the beach. There is one person using them, but occasionally we get a few more people actually down on the beach area, which is great. But yeah, looks pretty good. I am happy with this kind of town so far. In the future I probably will remodel this town completely because I like this coastal section. I'm not a fan of all of this back here, I'm not gonna lie. So I will probably be destroying some of it and revamping it at some point, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So as you can probably see, we've set up our very first little train, which is good. It's kind of like a light rail system more than like a big passenger train. So we've just got this 1x3 small passenger train. I want to say it's like the BR22 or 422 or something like that. But that just is a quick and easy light sort of rail link between this main train station down by the main town, and it links basically straight up to the airport one. It's part of the line which we've called the Kalani Airport line because that's exactly what it does. We've only got one train on that specific line, and then on this fella over here it actually just connects to the outside world somewhere over there. But looks pretty cool actually, really kind of happy with that. and that just basically does the old loop de loop constantly back and forth, just like this the whole way, and then it slots back into our fantastic airport. I can imagine it's quite a scenic little ride actually. Get a good view of the whole town, the whole airport. I think it'd be quite nice, and just quite nice to do it really, because I think you get a bit of a view of the beach and the sea as well. And there we have it, slot straight in there. Fantastico. What else did we do? Ooh, don't want to do that. We added 2 bus lines as well. As you can see, we've got the Right Eclipse buses, nice bright green buses, 2 whole people, well 3 whole people. And we've got 2 lines here, which I will show you. They're basically... Oh man, this is really annoying with all these lines, but there's basically just 2 loops that go around the main sort of town. As you can see, it goes from up here all the way down, basically does a loop into this terminal, back this way and over and all the way back. It's one loop goes around one way, one loop goes the other way, which is why it's a clockwise and an anti-clockwise. That's basically it. There's really not much to it, but it means that we've got people wanting to use the transport, even though they look not that thrilled to use it. We have people that are going to use it, which is great. So we've got those 2 transport lines kind of set up. It's nothing major, it's only very small, and it's very quick and easy. We'll probably adjust it at some point in the future, but it's working. And are people using it? No, there are a few people using it, to be fair, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're somewhat happy with that. Good, right. What's next on the menu? I can't remember if I told you that I updated this airport as well. Not massively. I just changed the terminal to make it look more like an airport terminal, and as you can see, it looks a little bit better. It's got a few United stuff, business aviation, bag check-ins, some benches out the front, and a little bridge that connects to the watchtower and all that good stuff. All very interesting, all very cool, but it's just a slight update to make it look more like an airport rather than just a ugly looking train terminal plotted onto the end. But yeah, we did that update. That was fine. Fine. So next thing that I want to do is this land looks beautifully terraformed for a dock, a passenger ship dock. So if we go into water, you'll see we've got a harbour and passenger ships here, stop, load and unload, blah 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 blah. You know what this is, and I'm thinking it'll be a pretty good location for our very own passenger terminal, because it kind of makes sense, because it's right between what will be the main city, our lovely little Killarney here as well. It's kind of a pretty good location, if I do say so myself. But the question is, where do we want this actually placed? Because there's a decent chunk of land here for us to use. We're also going to have to do a lot of terraforming with the water. As you can see, that happens when you do that. So we're going to have to do quite a lot of kind of messing around as such to try and make it work. I might even bring it out a little bit more so that we've got some more room. I'm not sure just yet that I might do that. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to just very gently bring it out and kind of hope that we can have a nice sort of dock area. I mean, to be fair, that wasn't much, but it'll probably do, to be honest with you. And it's not straight, I'm aware of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to place it down and we're going to see how we get on. Just going to make sure there's nothing else that's kind of useful. Obviously a cargo hub would be great, but we don't want that there here because that would look very disgusting. So what I want to do is I actually want a nice straight road, hopefully. I want this to be pretty straight here. That look pretty straight. Let's have a look at that. I think that's probably as straight as we're going to get it, isn't it? Being realistic. So if we had that somewhere like that, I would say that's probably as straight as you're going to get it, isn't it? It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I would say that I'm happy with that sort of size. What I might do though is just bring it back slightly. Get rid of all this, and then we will put it back to about here, I would say. Cool. And I think there are a few upgrades on this as well. So we've got the upgrade for the extra pier, which will add another pier, surprisingly. And then we've got a transit terminal, which will upgrade this section to like a nice bus sort of terminal, which would also be very helpful. The next thing that we want to do, well, we need to obviously adjust this water, terraform it. So I might do that and then we'll move on. Okay, let's have a little look at our little ship station. So as you can see, we've got a ship line going out towards the sea. We've kind of had to draw back the nice turquoise colour a little bit, but actually it doesn't look too awful. So on the entrance way to our kind of dock area, you will see that we've got this super node down by the main road, which looks pretty cool. I did toy with having a roundabout, but I wanted to make something a bit weird and unique, kind of like a grand entrance, because we'll get a lot of tourist ships coming in here, and we want something, when they step off the terminal, we want them to see something cool to set the precedence of our area. So we've kind of got this grand entrance, which looks really cool. It's like a one-way system, these nice planters here with the raised kind of curbs around it. This cool sort of monument statue thing as you come out. We've actually kind of tiled the other side, put a nice fountain surrounded by a green area and some bushes. I think it's just quite a nice little thing to have as the entrance sort of area. I think it's quite cool. Obviously there's loads of stuff to do here, but I think just as a starting point, I reckon that's quite decent, to be honest. So yeah, happy with the way that that looks. Obviously we've got a lot to do with the terrain and the terraforming stuff, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but we'll work through it, we'll make it work. Hopefully this area will begin to look pretty good at some point in the near future, but time will tell, and we'll just keep persevering and seeing what we could place down here and there. Hopefully we'll have a cool sort of area to work with. So a few more adjustments, as you can see, to kind of make the entrance a little bit more exciting as such. We've actually got the boats up and running at the moment, which is pretty cool. I didn't even notice that island out there. What's going on? Oh, I can't get to it. Boo! I didn't even realise that was there. But it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like the entrance bit. The thing that we need to do is try and blend everything in. Because I'm not entirely sure what to do around this and how to kind of make it blend it. My initial idea for this section is, with these sort of places, especially in the Caribbean where the kind of cruise ships dock, you would often find like parade of shops, restaurants, stuff like that. So I might try and build kind of a nice little shop area, all like low density, kind of less modern sort of vibes, just nice sort of chilled out area. That would be kind of an idea. I've also set up this little shuttle bus, which runs literally, it is a shuttle bus that runs from here to there, literally there and back every time. So it drops people off at the train station should they need to use that, drops people off closer to the beach should they need to use that, or if they want to go on the other bus route that goes around town, they can also do that. So that is another thing that I've added, but that looks pretty cool at the minute. Oh look, they're all in convoy now, coming in to cause absolute carnage. But I have an idea of potentially using like these waterfront assets somewhere kind of like around here, maybe a couple further back as well, to kind of try and make some sort of parade of shops. If we are feeling really brave, we could potentially try and have like a mini sort of marina here, a few kind of locally owned boats or similar, but yeah, you kind of get the gist. So what I'm going to try and do is somehow blendy this in a little bit and make it look less weird, because we kind of only need a very small, very small road, but we'll just kind of have to, we might just have to use this road like so, or we could just adjust it, who knows. But I'm going to try and get some sort of layout here and maybe build something that doesn't look horrendous, maybe. I don't know. But I've started off just building a very small little marina, just with a few posh kind of yachts here. I might adjust some of the colours on a couple of these so they're not all exactly the same, because that would be, well, you know, the upset people will be very sad that they're clashing with their oppos. I mean, yeah, whatever. But it's just a very small kind of marina, just to put something in the water as such. But now I would like to try my very best to essentially try and build a bit of a shopping district marina sort of area. So we're going to try and do that. Whether or not it'll actually work is a whole nother story. But we'll give it a go and just kind of pray along the way and hope that it kind of works. I'm just going to run that little road down there. Now we want this road probably to connect to this. Magical. Try and... oh, no. That doesn't look very good, does it? In the bin, thank you. Let's try again, shall we? That is 180 degrees. You can't tell me otherwise. Why are you like this? You do not look correct. Disgusting. Get rid of that. How hard is it to draw a road connection? This hard. If I just have that nice and straight, hopefully that will now stop being weird. The answer's no. We just kind of pretend that this doesn't happen. It should be fine. We shouldn't have an issue. Oh mate, this game is upsetting me royally. Right, you can't notice that dodgy bit now, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. So now, obviously we got this gap here, which we need to just fill in ever so slightly because of the because of the gap. We need people to be able to walk everywhere, so we're gonna try and allow them to walk. Right, not like that. I can't remember which one I used. Wide concrete block pattern. I just want the thin one with a concrete block pattern so that it doesn't generate... There we go. Just like that. Just link that up a couple of times. Fantastico. Actually, that's probably okay. I don't actually think we need to bring this road out anymore. He says as he immediately brings the road out. Because there's not really anywhere for it to go to. But we could try and fit something in there. And then we need to try and fill in this little gap between the two as well. Which we will... maybe we could just grassy green it a little bit. And see how it looks. It might not look very good, but we can give it a go. Fine. This doesn't make much sense at the minute because I'm just trying to mess around and figure out what's best. But I promise that it will make sense at some point in the near future. So my idea is that I want What's a good one? That one's a little bit too big. I want... Yeah, this is definitely like the nicest, coolest looking one. Something like this looking over the bay would be pretty good. So let's just see how we get on with these. Is that... I'm going to assume that there is a corner. Okay, that's actually much thinner. I actually prefer this one. So let's just do that. I want to try and find a corner piece, but already they look pretty nice. I quite like the way that this asset looks. I'm going to try and find a corner piece and see if we can put a nice corner just on here. And just like magic, we have ourselves a corner piece, which we're going to have kind of like this. That's quite cool. I think that's alright. That's not bad at all. And then let's say if we were to try and make this look okay, could we try and... I think what I might do is line these up at this angle, facing outwards. And then we can adjust the space on the sides. But at the moment it's looking quite cool actually. It looks alright. I quite like the design of those assets. Pretty good. Well, I think that looks much better now that we've added that building in. It kind of fits the vibes pretty well. Looks good. If we take a look around, it's basically we've just created kind of one large building down here. Kind of the idea is on the outside are kind of your main restaurants and stuff, and then you go in on the ground floor. On the inside there are shops like watch shops, jewelry shops, all that sort of stuff. So when the people come off their cruise ships, they get quite a nice selection of shops within there. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that building, to be honest. I think that's quite a nice little addition to this area. Actually, it looks pretty darn good. Yeah, let's have a little look from the coastline of our... Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? It's not too overwhelming, it just kind of fits, which is great. We've got the other side of this small area to do as well, to try and bling up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. But I do say this area looks pretty good already, and once it starts to get busy, I think it's going to be quite a nice place to be. Okay, let's have a little look, and there we have it. Our shipping dock, cruise port, whatever you want to call it. Looks pretty cool actually. It's quite nice. It's not too overwhelming. It kind of just fits on this little bit of land quite nicely. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's just nice. It's big enough, but it's also subtle enough not to overwhelm the whole area. Ooh, lag. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We've got lots kind of going on in here. Oh, is that that's a nice car. What is that? It's an old school car. There's loads of real life cars now. I've downloaded loads of real ones. There's a Mustang in there, BMW, Alfa Romeo, loads of cool cars. But yeah, this area looks pretty cool. It's not that busy at the minute because our city is not that large, but we do have our shuttle bus running, which is fantastic. We've got our nice monument. We've got a couple of people here and there chilling, but as a whole it looks pretty good. I'd certainly like to visit here. It's given me very much sort of holiday vibes, so yeah, pretty decent. And have a look at it from this angle with the city in the background, although yeah, those tall buildings at the end vanished a bit, but it looks pretty cool actually. It looks really nice. I filled in this kind of corner with just a bit of green space because there wasn't really any buildings that I could fit in. A small bit of car parking here as well, nothing too large, but I would say that's a pretty decent kind of ship port thing area, you know what I mean? Yeah, cool. looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with it, actually. Yeah, I'm glad that we've done this. It kind of also bridges the gap to the new area that we're going to have down here. Anyway, the main sort of city, which is good. So it kind of allows the coastline to kind of sway all the way down. It looks pretty built up. Yeah, I quite like it. Very good. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should change or add. I think, in my opinion, we've done a decent job at that, actually, I'd say. We've done a decent job. So I might try out this new surface painter, wherever it is, here. And just, this is sand, so I might try and sand this area, because we do want this to be a beach. So I might just sand it out and kind of see how it looks with the surface painter. Hopefully it looks quite cool. It's kind of doing the job. You've got to have it on 100% for it to kind of work underneath the water. But it looks alright, actually. And that'll be quite a nice beach once we're sort of ready to build it. I might try and find the foam decals and just try and make it a little bit more beachy. There are they? There they are. Which way does it go? This way, surely. Might just try and foam decal it just a little bit to make it look a bit more realistic. It's so nice and easy, this new brush. And I think that's the main thing, because previously it was just annoying to try and build a beach because you'd have to do all of the surfaces and stuff like that. Although it's not a nice beach colour, if you know what I mean, if you look at that beach, the colour of that sand is pretty darn fantastic. This colour is a little bit dull, but it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of average sand. But it looks okay, and it's easy to do, which is kind of the main thing. So I think that's a pretty good addition to the game. It would help if these ships didn't collide with each other, though, because that is very, very annoying. Very annoying. And there we have it. I think we're actually going to wrap up that video here. We kind of built what we intended to build, which was this lovely boat ship port area, which hopefully will attract a lot more people, a lot more tourists, plenty of places for them to shop now, which is great, right by the port area. The city is starting to come to life. Obviously we've only built this small town here, but nevertheless it looks great. We see a few people moving around, walking around. We've got the trains going, got the buses moving. So yeah, all is going well. Nice autosave just to send us off nicely. Let me know what you think of this new area. Let me know what you think of Palm Island. I'm really enjoying the series. I'm glad that it's finally fixed, because it's been a little while since I played it because of the broken mods, but here we are alive again. Let me know what you want me to do next, and I'll make sure to keep an eye on the comment sections for any awesome suggestions for this beautiful island. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber if you are one. If you're not, feel free to join us. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Good night.